the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I am your host, Kaitlyn Blum. Today with us, we have Katelyn Rodriguez, and you're here to talk to us about your neurodivergent support group.
That's correct, yes.
So what is a neurodivergent support group?
A neurodivergent support group is a group of kind of like-minded peers for individuals who are looking for support, who are either formally diagnosed neurodivergent or kind of suspecting that they may be neurodivergent.
Well, what is neurodivergence?
Neurodivergence is kind of an umbrella term that we use to describe a difference in someone's brain and nervous system function. So there's a lot of different conditions and that fall under that umbrella term. So those would include autism, ADHD, generalized anxiety. There's also some mental illnesses that fall under that umbrella as well, like generalized anxiety, OCD, and things like that. And the umbrella term kind of is just to describe a nervous system that tends to be in fight, flight, or freeze a lot more often, or process the environment a little bit differently.
That's great. So I'm actually neurodivergent. I have ADHD and dyslexia.
Okay.
So I know that's part of the, part of the neurodivergent group too.
Yep.
So can you tell us, I guess, like what kind of like symptoms might they experience? Because like for me, I have sensory issues.
Yeah.
So I go into a loud environment that I've never been to before, I shut down. And if my clothes are just too uncomfortable, that might bring me to tears.
Absolutely. So it tends to be that a lot of people who are neurodivergent have a more strong reaction to sensory experiences like loud crowds, busyness, things that are overly visually stimulating, being in unpredictable situations cause our bodies to kind of react in a way that would be considered not typical. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that it's not expected according to the rest of the population. So we typically see a lot of sensory differences. Sometimes neurodivergent people need a little bit more time to process information. Sometimes they may have a lot more anxiety in social situations where things are unpredictable and prefer to have a little bit more control. So, you might be a little bit more introverted or extroverted depending on how your body processes all of that information.
I like how you said something about control. I think about like my routine. I love routines.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm definitely a person who appreciates routines as well. I've struggled with anxiety for my whole life. And so it's definitely something that I look for when, going into a workplace or going into a social setting. How can I try to understand and control things in my environment, no matter where I am, so that I feel more comfortable and a little bit more able to participate in those situations.
Absolutely. Anything to bring down the anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So what are some misconceptions people might have about neurodivergency?
Yeah, so a lot of conversations about neurodivergence, people kind of jump to people that automatically have a lot of support needs or are very visible in the community, but that's not true. There's a whole wide range of people who have neurodivergence, and some people need more support than others, but a lot of people can go about their days, hold jobs, relationships with others, and it's not necessarily one picture of what neurodivergence looks like. It can be a wide variety.
Yeah, I feel like a big misconception is like success, like the success, right?
Yeah.
Like I think my spelling's probably about like at a third grade level, but I have a master's degree.
Sure.
So like you can absolutely kill it with neurodivergency.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a huge range, and yes, there are people that do need a lot of support, and we want to validate and support those people in whatever endeavors that they may have. But there's also people that have lower levels of support, and things can fluctuate throughout your life as well. So, maybe your teen years were a little bit more difficult, and then you kind of hit your groove and you found your strategies and your supports, and, now you can go through life with a little bit of support, and maybe later down the line, you'll hit a time where you need more support. And that's completely normal when you're talking about neurodivergence in general.
Absolutely. So what might be the benefits of joining a support group like this?
Yeah, that's why I created the support group was because I myself kind of felt a little isolated and not really knowing a whole lot of other adults like myself that struggled on a daily basis with some of these things. And so I created the support group to kind of share some information with other people, share it with families, but also just have that fellowship and kind of feed off of each other and understand, what works for this person might work for me, or that's really not going to work for me, but I appreciate understanding the strategies and understanding it from a different perspective.
Yeah, so I have a story because I did attend your support group once.
Yep.
And we got in the conversation of cell phone usage because I'm like, I'm a little addicted to my phone. I use it too much. And you kind of reframed that for me because I felt like some shame and guilt about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, you might be using it to regulate. That is a common thing neurodivergent people, use the tablets, the cell phones. It helps regulate. And I was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. So that kind of got rid of some of the guilt and shame. And then now I realize, oh, I'm using this to regulate. There's other ways I can regulate too, instead of just using my phone. Now I'm able to recognize that.
Yeah, great. I'm so glad that helped you.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to attend again.
Yeah.
So can you tell us exactly how, if we're interested in this, if we want to attend, if we want to check it out, what does that look like?
Yeah. The support group is held at the Rooted Wellness Center, which is in Sterling, Illinois. It's 3101 Freeport Road. It's the old WSDR radio station, if you're familiar with the area. And there's a whole lot of businesses in that wellness center, but if you come, you would want to come on the fourth Thursday of the month at 6:30. And we meet in my clinic space, and we have kind of a gathering area there, and we're able to talk about different concerns, different topics each month. There's no need really to RSVP or give any kind of heads up that you're coming. You're free to just come and go as you want. We typically meet for about an hour, depending on what the topic is and how invested we all get into the topic. But it's a good time, and you're free to let me know that you're coming, or you're free to just pop in when you're available.
That's easy. That's no pressure kind of way to do it. Our schedules can get chaotic, you know. Time management might be difficult for some.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And if you do want to reach out to me, I can give you all the additional information. Like, I know a lot of people like to have an understanding of what the space looks like and what the space might feel like. When they're coming into the building, where exactly to go, what doors to use, because that can definitely be something that people with neurodivergence like to have, is a little bit more understanding of the environment that they're going to be coming into. Anyone's free to reach out to me and get that information. And I can also send out reminders and, things throughout the month that meeting is coming up too.
And how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, so you can contact me at my business number, which is 815-214-9201, or they can reach out on Facebook. My business Facebook is Katelyn Rodriguez, Pediatric SLP, and they can also email as well, which is Katie, Katie, @kjrod.com.
Well, thank you. I have to say thank you for coming here today, having this conversation with me. I want to say thank you to our listeners and to our production crew. Just remember that the Radar is completely free. We really do rely on your likes, comments, and shares to make the radar.online thrive. And if you want to see more stories like this, visit the radar.online.